See this? It's our little multi-species grazing. So we just put like a T of cattle panels and T-posts through the middle of this little stand of trees. And then we've been pinwheeling off of it. So you can see, like, for the cow, all we need is one strand. I just kind of ran it out through down to the other end of the pasture. Let me see if I can show you. See down there, it goes down to the end. And so she's got this little section that she's grazing. And she comes up here into the shade when she needs to. And then we come through in the morning, or whenever we get to it, honestly. And we spread the chicken, fermented chicken feed, wherever she's gone to the bathroom. And the chickens, probably about half of them, follow us out when they get out in the morning, and they come and they spread all her fertilizer, all her manure, all over wherever she was in the field. So by the time the sheep get to it the next day, this is all spread out. All that feed is gone. Gus is watching over the sheep. So you can see that they have 3 strands that go down to the end there, and they have one charger at the end, one electric solar charger, and then we use these 3 jumper clips, and they connect this wire to this wire to this wire and electrify the whole side. Gus keeps an eye on them, and they come on up here when it's really hot. Hello, girls. And even though this is just a little section, we've got their 3 reels connected to these cattle panels up here. This is just what we had. They come up here in the shade, get the shade that they need, and then the chickens will come through and kind of pick through their stuff as well. And so these girls are hanging out here because it's a little hot, and they will hang out in the shade, but because their waterer is way down at the end there, it forces them to kind of like go through this whole strip and fertilize this whole area. And so they move from here down through the rest of the field throughout the day, and then they're just kind of up here in the hot time. So we've got the chickens working through the manure and spreading it all. Gus is doing a great job watching over them. They'll get moved tomorrow. Tilly got moved today. And so we're trying to move them like every day or 2. So you can see this is where they were before, and they've kind of moved through this section. This is where they were yesterday. This is where they are today and tomorrow. And then tomorrow they will move into where Tilly was, and they'll graze anything that she didn't finish. Hey, girls. You can see that they'll come over and spread all this. And when they're done in here, we won't see any seed. We won't see any manure. It'll all be spread out and picked through. And then Tilly's going to go onto this next area tomorrow. So we'll just clip her. We'll move her clip over and pinwheel off of this area and continue through here, because we have some grass down here that's kind of like our only, one of our good sections that's growing, and it's starting to go to seed. So we want to make sure that she just gets in there and she trims off all the tops of that, and we'll run her next wire tomorrow down to the fence and let her graze that area. You can kind of see where she was yesterday. So you see where there's this long stand of grass, sorry, and then there's this area right next to it that everything is kind of cut off. So that was the same yesterday. She went in and she grazed just the tops of everything here, and then we just took her wire and we moved it over today so that she could have this section, and we'll do the same thing, and she'll get that section, and then the sheep will come behind her and clean that up, and we'll just keep spinning it off of this fenced area until we can get more permanent fencing out here. But it's been working okay for us to get them moved every day or two, and that's just kind of what we're doing at this point. I'll walk down and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So these are just step-in white T-posts. We don't have an area right now to store our hay. Down the road we'd like to get one, right, Sean?
Yeah.
But
right now we have nothing.
So we're trying to we're grateful for the hay. She did chew a little bit off of the ends, but for the most part, because she's got stuff to graze, she's focusing on that really for the most part. And so you can see how that's kind of starting to go to seed. So that will actually start to change the nutritional value of that forage. So we want her to get in there before that's all gone to seed, and just kind of get the tops off of all of this and re-stimulate the growth cycle again, until, you know, this drought has kind of affected everything. It's very easy to move her. Moving her only takes about, I guess, 15 minutes, and if we had to move her to a completely new section and move both wires, it might take a half an hour. But just moving her over only takes a few minutes every day, and it really focuses where she's grazing. You can see she's just kind of going through and getting the tops off of everything, and then she'll be out of here before she goes down much further. And then we just clip our reel here, so when we have to move her, well, when we're moving her over, she just goes where we go, but if we needed to, we could just open this up. And that's what we do with the sheep, is tomorrow we will come in and we'll string 2 new reels here. So we have 3 reels where she was. She'll move through to this new section, and then we will just take those 3 reels down and kind of take a bucket of grain and shake it, and all the sheep will come running down here, and they'll come right through into the new section. We'll close it up, put the electric power back on, and they will have access to this area for the next couple days. So that's kind of where we're at, and what's working for us for now. We do want to do it a little differently in the future, but this is what's working this year for us. And it's when you don't have anything permanent set up, this is a doable system, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Mr. Chatty. I couldn't do it without this guy. All right, Tilly. Say like, subscribe, and share to Full and Family Farm. She's too busy, evidently. I do. I love watching her eat.